Namaste, Soul Circle! I'm Steven.
And I'm Candice.
And we're from Arcana, Mind, Body, Spirit, located in Toronto, Canada.
Today, we are discussing some of the goddesses connected to the new moon, or some would say, the dark moon.
The dark moon.
As a shapeshifter goddess, war, associated with the cycle of life and death, wisdom, and earth magic. If we look back at history of Morrigan, it's important to understand the Celtic culture of her origin era, which idolized war and battle.
Before we get started, please be sure to hit like, subscribe, and that notification bell to be sure that you don't miss any of our other videos coming up this month as we dive into the origins and energy streams of prominent female power consciousness from all different pantheons of belief. You can find the ones that resonate with you the most and integrate them into your work. Dark moon!
Let's go! Let's start. Let's talk for a moment about why you would want to integrate a goddess or energy stream into your scope of practice.
I mean, there's so many different reasons you can, and these energy streams can look like so many different things. When we say the words god or goddess, some people have a lot of preconceived notions about these things. You can have a very traditional god, like a Buddha, Jesus Christ, these figures, or you could be someone who believes that the terms god and goddess could be just of the Greek or Roman pantheon, like those Roman gods and those Roman goddesses. Everyone has a different connotation inside them of what these things mean. When we're referring to the goddesses, we're talking about the energy that they can pull into even a meditation or a practice that can help further and deepen your connection to your circle, yourself, and that consciousness that you're trying to call in.
Yeah, it can be something specific too. Like I know a few people that call on saints. Like if you lose something, you can call on the saint of, I specifically don't know, feel free to put it in the comments, but I have I've heard people, I think it's a female saint when you lose something.
Oh, man.
I remember my friend's parents always
used
to
say
rhyme.
That. It's like a little rhyme that you say.
Yeah.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
So if you lost something, you would call on this saint and she would help you find whatever it is that you lost.
Yeah. Your
keys or whatever, or anything, just even in that moment. So I think the same thing can happen with the goddesses that we're going to talk about. You can call on them for different things. It just isn't like just any energy. It could be very specific.
Very specific, honed energy based on what you're trying to achieve.
Exactly. If you're working with herbs, you're going to call on this one. If you're working with your menstrual cycle, you're calling on this one. If you're trying to have a baby, if you're... there's one for
everything.
All of it.
You could probably find some kind of power consciousness that is appropriate for what you're trying to craft.
And that's why for us, throughout this series this month, we're only picking a few. There are so many.
So many.
And even the details within what we're talking about, we're making some short videos just to get people started and get their feet wet on the topic. But there's so much information out there, essays, papers written on these goddesses. So again, this is just we're just dabbling in it, just getting your feet wet in this. But there's a lot of information out there and a lot of different goddesses to cover. So
and a lot of different goddesses that actually correspond to different goddesses in different pantheons of faith. So knowing where the cross lines are, it's all the same energy and all the same work. So we're hoping we can uncover and demystify some of that one goddess at a time. All right, so why don't we get started with our first goddess? Take it away.
So the first one we're going to talk about is Morrigan. As a shapeshifter goddess, war, associated with the cycle of life and death, wisdom, and earth magic. If we look back at history of Morrigan, it's important to understand the Celtic culture of her origin era, which idolized war and battle. It's also important to point out that women were also warriors at this time. We're talking 697 CE. Morrigan can be traced back to narrative texts written by Irish monks between the 8th and the 12th centuries. Even after Christianity replaced paganism as a dominant region in Ireland, her story can also be found in one of Ireland's oldest tales, the Ulster Cycle.
Her power and authoritative connection to the war of this time are evident throughout ancient texts. Her Irish name, originally Morrigan, meaning great or phantom queen. But you know, some people in modern culture just call her Morgan. Morgan can be seen as both a solo goddess or a part of a trio goddess. In modern Wicca, she's also known as the triple goddess, the maiden, mother, crone form. Frequently appearing as a crow, or literally draped in a crow-like hooded cloak, she can both be mischievous and a powerful seer.
She foretells of the battles to come and if they will be victorious or not, bringing out the bravery in those who are in battle, representing the land and earth of the people and sovereignty, the seer and the protector. Through death comes life, therefore calling in the powers of Morrigan. Be ready to dive into some shadow work. Healing trauma and past emotional pain will be your journey. It's not pretty, it hurts, and it's not easy. But remember, Morrigan will also carry you up on her wings once you have dived into the depths of yourself. Call on her when you need to go into battle, emotional or otherwise. She is a healer and a protector. So, be sure to comment below and let us know which of these goddesses resonate with you. Who do you identify with? And make sure you come back next week for our Crescent Moon goddesses. So hit like and subscribe to our channel so that you can find your way back to us.
In the meantime, Arcana releases 3 videos a week, on Mondays, on Wednesdays, and on Fridays. On Mondays this month, we are discussing the different phases of the moon and how you can use their energies to manifest change in your own life. Wednesdays, we are going to continue on our moon sign journey. And Fridays, we're going to continue working with our goddesses, which I'm super excited. And obviously, we're pretty passionate about this.
Pumped out about it.
Right, I can't wait for any of these. I'm loving this month and this content. We hope you love it as much as we do.
So, many blessings and see you next episode. Much
Namaste.
love.